What up, dog? All right, man. Let's take a minute to talk about basic anatomy before we talk about your read. Real quick. I'll try to be short. None of this is new information to you. This is the same shit they taught us when we were fucking in kindergarten or whatever. Okay, dog? So, the only difference is really the way I look at it. My perspective has changed because these things actually matter to me a great deal. Understanding what they are and how they work is critical to understanding the best possible pathway to the least amount of pain. For me anyway, dude. Okay. You see this shit? Alright, pretend this is a flat ruler. I don't have one. Well, I do, but it's a fucking 3 feet long. Alright, dog, remember this? Let's talk about balance. Seesaw when we were kids. You know, you put two equal sized kids, it could be cool, unless one of them was a total douchebag and jumped off when you were up in the air. Ed. Right? But, alright, the reason I'm doing this, dude, I'm going to talk about balance in this video is, this is how we tend to think of ourselves, right? So this is you and you're facing that way. This is your front and this is your butt. We tend to think of ourselves as front and back people. Flat, really, right? You got two sides. You got a front side and you got a back side. Well, we're a little bit more than that, right? So let's switch to, all right, so let's say we're more ovally in nature, right? Okay. And I'm not going to cut this into an oval because I suck at arts and crafts as bad today as I did when we were kids. So this is as good as it fucking gets, buddy. Okay. This is a compass. There's 360 degrees, square degrees in a compass. Each little tick is called a square degree. All right. So, well, this is more ovally, so, okay, and it's round. So because it's more ovally and it's round, it gives me a lot more surface area to work with. It's a lot easier to balance something like that, right? But we don't have that either, do we? Okay, so what are we? What do we have for a spine, dog? Kind of makes us think of a stick, right? This is the backbone, right? That's a very common expression. The backbone of this, the backbone of that, because it's supposed to be the strongest thing, helps you stand up straight, right? The shit foundation. At least that's the way we think of it in society, right, dog? So now, if we're talking about balance, what just happened? Instead of just trying to balance basically on a two-dimensional plane, now your spine is floating in space on a three-dimensional plane, dog, right? And just for fun, all of your fucking organs and muscles, your head and blood and all that shit is attached to it. So, hey, good luck trying to balance that shit out, right? It would actually be cool, dog, if this is what we had. But it isn't, is it? This is what we have, big dog. 33 individual vertebrae. That's your spine, dog. Right there. Anybody who tells you that this is your spine and it's solid as a rock and it's the backbone, well, okay. The spinal column as a whole is a solid structure when combined with all the other soft tissue in the body. But as a standalone, dog, literally, I have a fucking pile of these little pebbles, right? All right, so let's think about this pebble for a minute, if you will. Let's pretend it's totally round like a fucking sphere, dog, okay? It is a three-dimensional object in space, floating in space, all by itself. It has 3 dimensions, right? What does that mean? It means that instead of 360 degrees, we're talking about a sphere, and if I had one of Milo's balls around, I could... That sounded bad. I can show you, but I don't. All right, fuck it. This is a sphere. Okay. All right, so why does this fucking matter, dude? Well, A, this is what your fucking vertebrae do by themselves with no soft tissue. Meaning ligaments primarily is what holds your spine up in a straight column. They are stacked one on top of another with a little 3-day-old jelly roll in between, right? Your disc. But you take away the ligaments that surround these, this is what's going to happen to that shit. You ask any orthopedic surgeon if that's true, he has to say yes. Okay, buddy, so why does this matter? All right, let's get to it. Sorry, man, I'm fucking babbling. All right, dude. A sphere in 3-dimensional space doesn't just have 360 degrees of angle anymore, does it? It's a sphere. So it's a circle, and then a circle like that, and a circle like that, and a circle like that, until, right, it's a sphere. This little dude is a tiny sphere. The reason that matters to us is because it is a free-floating, standalone, 3-dimensional object in your body. Yes, there is ligaments attached to it, but it still is what it is. And the reason that's important, dude, is this. That means we don't just have angles like this. We've got them like this, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, back here, up there. Fuck. Do you know how many angles of degrees? Stop, Milo. We use to describe a sphere, right? There's 360 in the compass in a sphere. This is insane. There are 41,252 circa. Don't quote me. It's something like that. 41.2, I think. Well, actually, I'd read it to 41.3, but different degrees, square degrees, dog. Now, square degrees of angle to a sphere, which means the force of gravity coming from any direction, regardless of where it is. It could come from this way, it could come from that way, it could come from this way, which is what we think about with our back, right? Oh yeah, our gravity's pulling down, and that's true, it compresses stuff, but I want you to think of it as a three-dimensional spheres, okay? With 41,000.3 potential angles. All right, I think I beat the shit out of that, right, dude? Sorry. All right, so why does it fucking matter? Well, because the standalones, your vertebrae just won't stand, right? And if Google's results were any good anymore, but really, man, I'm telling you, the last couple of years, I find that their illustration results really suck. Anyway, fuck off. What the fuck? Oh, shit pisses me off. Goodbye. That was a total fucking ad, dude. Motherfucker. Hate that shit. Ugh. Okay, fuckers. Any of you guys have a decent illustration of this for the big dog? Let's try. Oh, see, that's going to be a fucking YouTube video. But you know what? I don't give a fuck, dog. Let's pretend it's a picture. Okay, that's not what we wanted. We're like 0 for 2 here, dog. Does anybody have a decent fucking illustration? God, Google results just suck. All right, let's try this. Go lay down. Go lay down. Sorry, dog. This is the one thing I didn't spend time beforehand trying to look for you. And I should have, because now you're just watching me scroll through this fucking thing forever. Come on, dudes. All right, here we go. This will work. Can you see that shit, dog? Okay, man. Ooh. There you go. Check that shit out. All right, dog. So here's your little vertebrae, your little pebbles. Right here, 1, 2. There's your 3D-old jelly roll in between, right? Your disc. Here's your ligaments. It's a fibrous tissue that is attached to the outside of the vertebrae. There's a posterior and anterior. There's one flavum. Anyway, it helps to form like a sleeve so that this shit is relatively like this, right? It's not ever gonna be this. So we need to forget that, you and me. It's this plus this, okay? Plus the blue scale. Nope, that's not what we want. All right, where's the one I settled on here for you? Nope. What the fuck that is? Here we go, dog. You see that? First, before I zoom in, you see all the little writing in here? And these are just the major primary muscles of the back, but this is a good internal view, Doug. First, let's go back. Okay. Taken as a whole, hey, look, my pencil. Let's fucking try that shit out, man. Pointer. God, I've been tired too long. Jesus. Okay, dude. All right, look. So taken as a whole, this thing as a unit looks pretty tough, right? I mean, that's a pretty tough back skin. One key to take away from this is this key little piece down here, your spinal cord, it goes up, which is your core internet, if you will, your core infrastructure, your core network, and your core database is your brain, right? And all the nerves that go out to your body communicate to and from the brain via your core network, right? All right, enough said about that. So let's zoom in. All right, so check it out. I mean, wait. Okay, so you see some major stuff that you're familiar with, you know, rear delts, neck muscles, traps, lats, and top of the glutes, you know, abdominals, etc. Take a good look at it for just 1 second. Your core network is attached to all this, which means it's attached to every part of your body in every direction that you, a three-dimensional being, sphere, if you will, has 41.3 thousand different angles that can push, pull, slide, tear, stretch. Look up every synonym in the thesaurus for that, dog. You understand what I'm saying? Remember our little pebbles. Right there, dog. They're wrapped in this fucking shit, which means every direction you move, you are affecting every single one of these first as a unit and then separately. And in some cases, when you have impairments like I do, and you do to these guys and to this structure, unfortunately, that's a It's a whole different shit show in it. All right, but anyway, dog, you get the point. There's a fuck ton more soft tissue in your back than what you're used to seeing, which is your lats, your deltoids, your traps, your rhomboids, your glutes. I mean, there is a fuck ton. And so let's switch gears, man. Where the fuck is that old dude? Okay. So here's a front heat map of muscles. And I picked this because Google's current illustration results, or images they call them, fucking suck. So this is as good as it gets. But, you know, it's the stuff you're used to seeing, your pecs, your abs, you know, it's the front of your traps. You could see the front of your lats. Anyway, you get the message. The front of your body is just fucking wrapped in this shit as the back of your body. Hey, there you go. That's what you're used to seeing, right? Big back. Remember, underneath this, and you can kind of start to see where this fucking shit fades and the real shit exists. Remember, that's all under there. Right? But we didn't want to see you for the second, dude. So, and we're not looking for Bob Dylan. Fuck, did we? No, ligaments. No, fuck you. No, more ligaments. I don't even remember what I'm looking for now, dog. Oh, man, if you make me fucking do all that shit over, I hate you for that. Alright, big dog, I guess that's it. Alright, so, I think you get the point, dog, right? I want you to think of yourself as a three-dimensional object. Sorry, a little loud. In space. And I want you to think of these little guys as three-dimensional objects in space with a fuck ton of potential angles of gravity. Pull, push, stretch, tear, rip. I mean, it's real for you and me. For most people, they're never even have to think about this shit, and that's fucking awesome. I wish we were like that. My point is, dog, is that especially when you have issues like you and I do, this thing right here is no longer what it appears to all of us to be, right? Right now, we started out as just being the shit, right? So let's pretend this is your cervical spine, start of your thoracic to here, and then your lumbar. So let's go to the top of your thoracic, and in your case, around T4-ish, I believe. I haven't looked at your film in a while, but so let's go up here to T4, and let's just start. Okay. Tiny. I don't know if the modern shitty iPhone cameras are capable of seeing that or not, dog, because I need to make another video for Apple because these motherfuckers have really lost their way. All right. And then I believe T7 for you, dog, yeah. And based on your photos the awesome photos in how you took, those were excellent photographs. I'd say around T7, yeah. So if that's T4, we're going to start right here, dog. And then looking at your picture, I'm just going to guess T9 over here on the left is your mean motherfucker right now. That's why that guy shaved a little. I don't know if you can fucking see this shit. The point, dog, is you and I, in different places, in different ways, some familiar, but unique to you as a person. Don't ever forget that. I don't care if the best spinal surgeon in the fucking world is sitting in front of you saying, Ed, yeah, you really shouldn't have that much pain. I don't really see. Yeah, you got some little things, but I'll tell him, take this and stick it right up his ass, buddy. And if I ever try to do that to you, tell me the same fucking thing. Nobody knows you but you. I'm just, I made some around where your film said you had issues. And based on your pictures, you definitely have problems there. You get the point, right, dude? I mean, our shit isn't solid like this, right? We already went through all that. It's more flexible. That's why it was designed. That's why it's made up of all these guys to start with. That's flexibility. You know what your spine is, dude, by the way? Google what your spine does. I think AI will tell you something like stabilizes the body, allows movement, and then protects the spinal cord. Okay, the second one, yes. The first one, no. I think we've established that is not support. And if you have injuries, and in your case, I think your kyphosis is driving all this motherfucker. The curve around it. From memory, I'm thinking T9ish. And when we do your video, I'll draw it out for you, dude. It's bad, and it's very abrupt, and then the curve back the other way is very abrupt. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, here you are, humming along, and okay, you got issues, but it's still lined up right. And then I'm not kidding, dude. I need the right sizer here. I'm gonna use a bigger one just so you can see it. Just from memory, that motherfucker's just like whomp. And then this guy appears like, fuck you. So he's hanging on. And now he's gonna do this. Now I'm talking future. No, I'm exaggerating this so you can see it on that shitty iPhone camera. iPhone 16, shitty iPhone 16 Plus camera. Okay. The point of this dog is, remember what we talked about earlier, pretend this isn't your back anymore. Here, fuck it. There's your spine. Put this away, I think we're good. Okay. Remember we talked about earlier, the one thing I didn't see here that I should have a picture of the muscle layout that we had earlier, right? I think the human body is the most adaptable machine, mechanism, organism on planet Earth. That's my personal opinion. And I say that, dude, because your body, all the soft tissue around this is going to respond to this. Remember, this is exaggerated, so don't freak out. And so immediately, all the soft tissue up here is going to start going, okay, dog, pull that way. Pull this fucking way. And you two just do that all the fucking time from now on. All the muscles to do this right there, starting at the ass of that guy. I need support over here. So that's what your muscles are doing. And you don't have to do this. This has nothing to do with you exercising. In fact, we need to talk about that. Just please don't overdo anything right now, fucker, until we get it all. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay, so now these two have been assigned to do this. This guy's got to go out this way, though. So you got him pulling this way, and then you got part of him pulling this way because he's got to support gravity still, even though your body's telling itself, hey, start pulling this motherfucker back this way because that is the wrong direction. And unfortunately, because it is, all the muscles over here and the soft tissue and any nerve compression, etc., are literally just gonna do this, dog. In whatever way it is that your back does that, and trust me, yours is unique to you. Remember what I said. Don't ever, think that anyone on planet Earth can explain your back to you better than you. I don't give a fuck who it is, okay? And nobody else's back, including mine, is like yours, dog. Yours is yours. So let's talk about yours. So all the tissue in your back. And remember, there's tons of this little fucking... These are now muscles, not vertebrae. Sorry, I should have colored them red. I am not a fucking arts and crafts motherfucker. Okay, so... here's get some of the shavings. All the small tissues that have to be here to connect shit together. They're all responding. And they're either extenders or flexors, dog. Okay? That's what I'm talking about here. And so they're all just going to piss in every direction all the fucking time. Now, that's if you're in a static state. If you are up and about during the day, which you are, and you have to be, right? Because got to keep moving on. This shit's just going to get worse. The inflammation, swelling back there, the spasm. These are all soft tissue now. Dude. This is an illustration, right? You get the point. You're fucking... These guys are connected to everything. So you have... You're a mouse now. Every conceivable angle of pull or push or stretch or whatever. You have actually 33 of these vertebrae times 41,252 possible square degrees spherical. Multiply that out. And then you also have to calculate all these things as one unit. So anyway, the numbers get pretty hairy after a while, right? Dog, what I'm trying to say is it's fucking insane spherically how your back is gonna vertebrae. Your muscles, they're gonna respond to what the fuck your spine is like going, like this. And you're a big guy, dude. You have put on, you're always bigger than me. You got the Tartaglia body. I got the Hale body. But you put on so much muscle over the years, dude. And so with this growing like this over time, you didn't, I don't think, and we'd have to ask, and I don't think there's any way to know unless we took x-rays of when you were a kid, and nobody has x-rays. So, All right, sorry, dog. All right, so I don't know how it started when you were a kid, but anyway, man, that's a lot of potential influence on each one of those vertebrae, dog. In your body, in your case, you has most definitely adapted to your situation. And unfortunately, dude, man, I'm sorry you had to go through this. It was originally adapting to, hold on. All right, sorry, Doc. I'm gonna wrap this up. So your body definitely has adapted, dude. First to the direction that kyphosis was growing over time. And then obviously with what happened with your lumbar, and now with the structure that you have in your lumbar spine, which has they put that there to stabilize your lumbar spine, right? Which altered the state of this, right? Pretend this was our back, and then all this fucking shit is all the bullshit going on in response, right? Because your body's adapting, dude. It's like, hey, what the fuck? All right, I can fix this. Hey, you motherfuckers pull from over here. All right, get on this fucking shit. That's what's going on. And then they took your lumbar, and they went like, yeah, okay, I see you, lumbar. Now we're gonna jack your fucking shit way up. And you were like fucking Terminator now, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That has a profound impact on all the soft tissue all around here, not to mention everything up here and all this fucking bullshit going on, right, dog? I mean, So, I'm not trying to scare you, man, and I hope this doesn't. Just take a deep breath, take a few, sit down, do whatever it is you do, chill out. For me, I'd go out and have me a Marlboro, but just let this shit kind of sink in the back of your mind, and just think about it for a little bit. Don't actually think about it. You know, ultimately, your brain's gonna do the same thing it always does. It's already fucking analyzing this shit. It's been analyzing the whole time you're watching all this nonsense. So just let it do its thing. So that is not intended to be a scary thing. As frightening as that is when you like focus on it like that, I guess. And if this is your first time thinking of it like that, you know, sorry. Fuck you. I had you for like fucking our whole childhood, so fuck you. No, I'm just kidding, dog. Alright, no, it wasn't intended to be scary. It was just intended to provide you with my personal perspective based on my experience. That's all. So, you know, my brain has to learn things in a certain way, and it puts things together in a certain way so that I see things in a certain way. That's just how I function. It's very three-dimensional. It's very spherical. So, anyway, that's just one way of thinking about all that stuff, dog. You don't have to stress about it. It is what it is for everybody on Earth, so nothing new there. All right, big dog. I'll talk to you later.